I thought this was a truck until Tucker said, he said it's a van.
Yeah.
Minivan.
There's nothing mini about this thing. Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
I'm Holly.
Way back there is Tucker.
Yep, that's me.
And we're in the updated epitome of luxury from GMC. We are in the 2025 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. In this video, we'll tell you how this luxury beast fits our family of three. All right, Holly. We've had Denali Ultimates before, but never the Yukon. This is our first time in a Yukon. We've been in Suburbans. We've been in a Tahoe.
Yeah.
This is essentially the fanciest Tahoe outside of an Escalade that you can get. It rides on the same platform, same engine, totally different style inside and out. So I must ask you, what do you think of the style outside of this 2025 GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate?
Well, you know how I go through my day, mostly in my head with a lot of to-do lists to do. I thought this was a truck.
Yeah?
Until Tucker said, he said it's a van.
Yeah.
Minivan.
There's nothing mini about this thing.
But it does feel like huge on the inside, like a minivan does. But yeah, he said it was a van, and I looked at the back, and sure enough,
3 rows of seats.
3 rows of seats, all enclosed. I was like, oh, it's not a truck.
I mean, it is.
I mean, it is a truck,
But, yeah.
but it's not a truck.
Right.
It's an enclosed 3-row SUV. So that tells you just kind of like what the styling looks like on the outside. Kind of looks like a truck.
Yeah. Big, bold,
it's
brash grill up front.
Yeah, big, bold, brash grill up front. I would say the styling is very similar to trucks and big Tahoes, and there's not anything like super unique that stands out about it, except for when you get to the wheels. And then I really like the shiny wheels. They look luxury. Ours are what, like chrome or whatever, and then etched into it in the middle is GMC, and on the side is Denali. So it's just a little touch that makes it fancy.
They are a dark finish. I'll see what GMC calls it, but they are dark finished with Denali on it. They are 24-inch wheels. They are the largest wheel we have tested on a vehicle to date. But let's see.
You need to have Tucker stand up next to him.
Yeah, we do need to have Tucker stand up next to him. See what it says on here. Exterior, does it say anything special about them? No. Doesn't say anything on them really specifically about them.
They're shiny.
They're shiny, but they're dark.
You see, they're shiny, but they're dark. Yeah, they're not
yeah,
trashy,
they're not
flashy.
Yeah.
They're
Classy.
luxury, classy, classy, flashy, not trashy, flashy.
All right. All right. Classy on the outside.
Classy on the inside.
Okay. Walk us through some of your thoughts here inside.
Well, my
Messy
favorite.
on the outside.
Yeah, my favorite is the two-toned colors, and then you have a different texture here that looks
Wood.
like wood, but it
It
doesn't
is
feel.
wood.
It is wood.
It is one.
Yeah, doesn't really
Real
feel like
wood?
wood. I mean, I guess it does.
Real wood.
Yep.
But anyways, I really like the wood and the leather and the different colors. That is what makes it feel really classy here on the inside, plus the big fat steering wheel.
Not this massive TV screen in here.
I mean, I wouldn't say that that's
Classy.
classy necessarily. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that
What
lends to the class.
What about the stitching?
I do like the stitching. Now, this isn't your regular stitching.
No. We've got it here on the seats as well.
It's a hexagon
Yeah.
stitching.
We've
which
got it
is
here
really
on the center
nice.
console as well.
Yeah, that's really nice. Only thing I don't like is all the gloss black, and that's part of this.
Yes. And then this is just injection molded plastic meant to look like leather. I feel like
Interesting.
we missed, we could have gone a little more classy
A little bit more classy up
up
here.
here. But we do have this storage pocket up here I'm going to be careful with because our camera, it's all felt lined up here, so that's classy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which I guess segues nicely into storage. Multi-tiered storage on the doors.
Lots of storage
Yeah.
in here. You've got your couple of cup holders right here.
Underneath
You've got
what?
underneath a gloss black
Yeah.
fingerprinted.
Already
You got a
scratched up.
slidey
I can
thing.
already see the scratches on
Not
it.
from us.
5,000 miles on this one. We already got it all scratched.
Not
up.
us.
No, not us.
Not from us. I got a nice little place for my purse right here. I
Look.
really like this.
We can move the center console back. You've got this whole big platform here for any size purse with a
Or
pull-out tray.
your fries, your
Yeah.
fry bag.
Whatever you need up here with you. But since you brought your small bag,
They're
we're
like
going to
throwing snacks at the kids in
bring
the back.
that closer. That does mean the cup holders travel back to him,
That's
as well as the screen I will show y'all later when we're doing child seat install of all the controls
Do they
back
have
there.
cup holders in the side of the doors too, or is it
No,
just these?
Just these on the
Okay.
back. So that is womp womp. But
You didn't open this guy.
Yeah.
There's storage in there, which is good space. It's a little shallow, but
Yeah.
nice, big, and
shallow
wide.
because of the drawer down below.
Sure.
Decent size, damped glove box, not felt lined. So this isn't.
Interesting.
But a little bit of storage here on the side. That's where I currently have my phone. Is on the side of the center console.
I have one too over
Nice. But
here. So you have a wireless charger here.
mhm. So you're wirelessly charging, USB-A, USB-C inputs, stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Tucker, we already alluded to you back there. How are you in that second row of seats?
I love it.
Love it. What's your favorite thing back there?
TV, but
Of course.
something that I don't like, it's a touchscreen, and every time you touch it, it turns on.
Yeah. And what doesn't it have that you already told us you wish it had?
A remote.
Yeah. So completely touchscreen, no remote back there. But what do you say I show him something special back there? What do you think it is?
Putting to my child safety seat?
And I'll show you what it's like for an adult back there.
Lift the TV.
Yeah, I've got 2 rows of seats to put a child seat in too, so buckle in, strap in with me. It's going to be a fun ride. All right, before I bring in Tucker's Graco Extend-to-Fit child safety seat, the same one he rode in when he was rear-facing, let's talk about the second and third row of seats for adults, because there's a lot to like back here for passengers of any age. First, we get captain's chairs back here. We repeat of all the same materials back here, the leather, the perforation, the stitching, the piping, additional stitching that looks so nice. Very upscale seat. You can see we get armrests here, very nice. We get a recline and a slide functionality here, and a B-pillar mounted handle to climb in with our assist steps. But getting in, closing the door, sitting behind myself, I have got plenty of room back here in the second row. Really do like that a lot. Then we have a 4K screen back here that I can browse around on YouTube. I can browse the web. I can search a lot of different things. I can connect headphones if I want to. You can see I'm not currently signed in over here, but I am signed in over on this screen over here. So you can have 2 different screens, 2 different accounts going at one time. But interestingly enough, we're going to go in here just for fun's sake. I want to show you just how good the resolution is here. So I can pull up a video, I can make it full screen right here, but you can pull over your controls here and actually share your screen onto both screens and, you know, accept it and look at it over here. You can see 4K resolution, very good. I actually have the front screen listening in, so we don't need headphones to actually see my review back here in the back. They do articulate, so I can remove glare that way. Very impressed with these screens here. Unfortunately, because we are viewing the left screen, I don't have controls. It's being shared from over there, so I can't control that screen from this screen. Just something I thought I would call out by showing you this way, by having that be the host screen, but I can mirror the screen over there if I'd like. So multiple different configurations. Other things I like: storage, 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 storage on storage back here, which is very nice. But then updated for 2025, we now have an 8-inch screen back here that does have all of our controls for climate. This does have tri-zone climate, and everything is configured there through the screen. Don't really feel like a screen was needed given how limited the functionality is here. The only other thing besides the HVAC is my 3-stage heated back seat back here. So I feel like this was a little bit of overkill in the grand scheme of things. But down below it, we have HDMI inputs for our screen. So unique inputs for both screens. I like that. And a household style plug down there. And cup holders up here. All of this is geared towards the back seat passengers, but you might be saying that's a little bit of a reach for cup holders because those are my only cup holders back here. Well, GMC has thought of that with their power sliding center console. So you can actually slide the entire center console back and gives you the more storage up there. And now everything is very touch friendly. Cup holders are very accessible to me right there. I can even slide that forward so you still have an armrest with that open storage back there. I have a nice table here for rear passengers. I really do have a lot of nice comfort and amenity right at my fingertips here with this slid back. And then if you forget to move that armrest back, it will slide into place as you power slide the whole armrest back into place. With it moved forward, now I have this nice pass through into the third row of seats. I do also want to call out, we do have lock and unlock here on the back doors, which is nice, but I'm going to pull this once and twice to climb into the third row of seats. You can see we have a 60-40 split third row bench. We still get all the same materials, textures, designs. We get the Denali topography back here. So it is very nice, though a lot of you have commented GM does not put a headrest in the third row of seats in the middle seat. That is still true here in this 2025 model. But very nice seats. You can see they are not seat on floor. So as I come and sit behind the furthest back seating position of the second row, I am still comfortable. My knees are just barely touching the fibers of the carpet on the back of this seat, but there was just so much room in the second row of seats. I feel like a negotiation would go over quite well. Do get a small cup holder here, no rubber grippers, a little bit of storage here, a slightly padded armrest, and a USB-C port. If I want to get out from back here, I can either pull this emergency handle or I can push that button right there, which folds that out of the way, and then now I can pull the handle, and now I've got tons of legroom back here in the third row. I will go ahead and say, as far as installing a child safety seat back here, well, you're going to be using the seatbelt method. There are no lower latch points in this third row. We're starting to see latch points in all seats in the third row becoming more and more popular. But unfortunately, this is still the old design seat from General Motors, so no lower latch point in this one. I won't actually be bringing his car seat in here because, again, it is a simple seat install method through the back of the seat. The third seat belt is actually in the ceiling, and it will connect here. You'll see why we have it disconnected when we talk cargo back in the back. But now I will go ahead and climb out and step down, fold our seat back down into place and lift it up. When you do that, it's like in its furthest forward position, which we'll actually need here in just a moment, but I am going to slide it back. This seat is being very temperamental for me today. It does not want to cooperate. Well, I don't know what happened to that seat over there, but I will reach out to General Motors in between today while filming and the video going live. And if we have a resolution for what happened with the seat, I will put it on screen. My apologies, but this seat still operates as designed. So pull it once, it folds down, you pull it a second time, it lifts up. So this seat is still very much behaving. When you lift it up all the way, it is slid all the way forward, but you can slide it back just like that. We do have two lower latch points down here. And well, I can't really show you from there, but we do have a top tether in the middle of the back seat from there. So I do want to go ahead, bring in Tucker's Graco Extend-A-Fit child safety seat. And we are going to do the rear facing method first, which does necessitate a little bit of front seat movement thanks to these HD screens back here. So I will need to move the front seat forward ever so slightly. Holly's seating position would perhaps be the best, but if you did not opt for those second row screens, you wouldn't have to move the seat forward at all. So this really is a more grown-up family feature anyway. Just something I want to call out. You don't need to move the seat if you don't have the rear entertainment system. But as we spin the child seat around, put it in its forward-facing position, we will go ahead and drop the top tether underneath the headrest. Now, I do appreciate the fact that GM gives us a little bit of a gap there underneath these folding headrests. They don't lift, so we can get additional space that way. We do have space underneath it enough to get that top tether through. Coming around, the lower latch points you saw are in between the seat back and seat bottom, and are fairly easy to get in and tighten down. I'm not used to putting it behind the driver's seat, but that's where we are. Given these do slide forward, they move forward enough that I can blindly go in here and tighten that top tether down. It does look like there is potential for doing some damage to the seat back material back here, or if you have that in place too long, but there you have it. Pretty easy install in the second row. Again, the third row is your typical seatbelt method. One thing I really like back here in the third row is I don't have to kick, I don't have to push any buttons. I just stand back here with the key, it beeps 3 times at me, and then it opens up. We have 25.5 cubic feet of space with all seats up, plenty of space to stack all of our cargo back here. I do like that a lot. We do have a little bit more underneath here, but not a whole lot, enough to store some jumper cables, tow straps, things like that. If we need more space, we can fold the seats down that way. But you can see I slid Tucker's seat behind the driver all the way back, and now our seat does not fold all the way down because General Motors does prioritize second row seat space and comfort in this one. So unfortunately, the only way to solve that is to come around the side of the vehicle and move it forward before putting the seat down the rest of the way. But now with the broken seat over there, you can see just how much space we get all the way around. We can also deploy the seats from there, although with Tucker's child seat in place, that won't fold down. It mechanically folds down into that position. You have to go physically lift it back up. That is not the same for the third row of seats. You can simply push those buttons to get the third row of seats up. Plenty of space for me at 5'10" under the hatch. This is its widest opening. You can program it via the dial above your head up front, but there is just a simple button you push and it starts closing almost immediately. All right, so lots of storage space in here, lots of room for real adults in all 3 rows. Comfortable second row captain's chairs. Mm-hmm. Lots of space, like you said, both of y'all said. Feels spacious like a minivan in here. Mm-hmm. It's a big beast.
It's a big beast.
What is it like there behind the steering wheel?
She's a big mama jamma.
Yeah?
Yeah, we do have a head-up display. 2-person memory seats we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
But she's big.
Yeah. Is it easy to see out from up there? On your perch? On top of the world?
On top of the world. Yes, earlier I was like rolling into, not traffic, but onto the road in our neighborhood. And I'm like, I should probably stop in case there's a car coming. And then I was like, I wouldn't even feel it as I just rolled right over it.
It is surprising to me how many of these are here in East Texas. We love big pickup trucks, big pickup truck based SUVs. I mean, we're passing by a bunch of trucks right now.
Yeah.
And this is a high class vehicle for sure that a lot of our neighbors here in Tyler like to go after. We do have the big 6.2 V8 under the hood. The last time we tested an SUV on this platform from General Motors, it was the diesel-powered Suburban that we took across Texas and back. I kind of lament that we don't have the diesel under the hood of this one.
Yeah.
A little sad on that front, but
yeah, I don't know. This one just feels like really wide when you're driving it. I felt like the Suburban felt more slender.
No, same.
Felt more slender.
Okay, interesting.
Driving it down the road. Although that was a huge one too. It's like driving a house, an RV.
The Suburban is just longer than this one too, so
really
there was way more space back there. for all of our stuff that we took with us across Texas and back. As we come up to the historic brick streets of downtown Tyler, Texas, we can talk about how the adaptive air ride suspension on this one handles. We've already talked about it. It feels like a big beast RV. Tucker, how is your wobbly head back there?
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah? Holly, what are your thoughts?
It's, you know, a little jiggly, as you would expect a big. Let's see
Here
how
comes the
this
big
one
one.
goes. You know, it's a lot softer than I was expecting it to be.
Me
A lot less
too.
jiggly. I was expecting it to be a little bit floatier.
Now, I did drive this one back from Dallas, so I've already put over 100 miles on it. But this is the first time we're taking it down this section.
I'm not pausing, I'm just going.
Yep, just go. This one does have those 24-inch wheels, but I do feel like the air ride suspension is doing the most for making up for the fact that there
I
is,
better stop here.
yes, less sidewall on the tires and more wheel here than we.
Yeah.
This, like I said, this is the biggest wheel size on any vehicle we've ever tested.
Yeah, now when we came out of the parking lot a little while ago, it was a little like dirt. But you know, just driving straight down the brick streets, that was a lot smoother than I was expecting.
Yep. How's the power delivery?
Power delivery is good. In fact,
You've kind
I've
of goosed
underestimated it a couple of times.
yeah, you've goosed us a couple of times and kind of,
It does feel like you're going to have to like slam it down to get this big beast going.
but you really don't.
But you really don't.
Yep. Something that I won't make you do, but we have tested
It-
before.
It dinged my booty. Why? What
It
did I
has
do?
GM's safety seat, so somebody must have come in your blind spot because you have your blinker on. So it's just making sure you're paying attention to everything around you. In
Like, I'm not
conjunction
even moving.
with that safety seat is GM's Super Cruise hands-free driving, which I have already put to the test.
Of course.
As I said, I came back from Dallas in this. With the overall size of this and the adaptive air ride suspension at Texas highway speeds, I would say once you get out of the Metroplex, it's fine. But in the Metroplex,
The
I
Super
was like,
Cruise?
I'm gonna drive GMC. Let me pilot through all this heavy traffic downtown Dallas, and I'll let you take over on the straightaways. We've already touched on visibility. Said it was really good. We do have
lots
rear
of-
view camera mirror if you need it, but you
need it.
typically turn that off. Oh, we've already talked head-up display. We like that. Two-person memory seat. We like that. Remote start. We like that. No sunshades in the second row seats. That's a little bit of a miss for us. Big, massive panoramic roof, which we do like, but letting in a lot of light.
I mean,
A lot of
does
heat.
it cover? It
Yes,
covers?
it has a roller shade in this, which we open it for mounting our cameras.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we talk fuel economy and price in this beast?
We didn't talk seats.
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
They're on the firmer side, but still comfortable.
A traditional complaint of truck-based vehicles from GM, they are on the firmer side, especially the seat bottom. I feel like they've increased the cushion a little bit. Again, on my trip home from Dallas, I didn't feel like I was riding on a bleacher seat from a stadium, so they're fine. They're not the
Yeah.
best. I'm currently getting a massage right now, so
Oh.
for that, I
Hey,
am very
wait a
happy.
second.
I can't control your seat over there. You knew they were in here. So
I
yes,
forgot about it.
heated, ventilated, massaging front seats up here.
A
which we
real
like.
gentleman would have reminded me.
Do you want to talk fuel economy and price?
Let's do it.
Now, keep in mind, I put 132.5 miles on this to date, and most of that was highway miles. But since getting it back, we have been driving it around exclusively in the city. The EPA rates at 14 city, 18 highway, 16 combined, and that's where I remind everyone, this is the 6.2 V8, not the 3-liter diesel. So that would have been my choice had I spec to this one.
A diesel?
Yes. Better fuel economy, city and highway, and just as good on the torque. Thoughts on price? Tucker's got the window sticker back there.
Ooh, I think it's going to be a lot. My thoughts on the price. I think it's going to be 87.
You're too low.
Ooh, 96.
Higher.
Ooh, higher. Is it in the 6 figures? Ooh, I didn't know that. 107. I'm just gonna go up by 10 every time.
Tucker, what is it?
107.285.
$107,285 as equipped here in our 2025 Yukon Denali Ultimate. It's kind of strange to me that we have now crept into Escalade pricing, like full-fledged into Escalade pricing. GMC is now completing.
What makes an Escalade worth six figures but not a Yukon?
For one, Cadillac is the standard of the world, set to go up against Range Rovers like what we just passed. GMC has slowly been earning that cachet. But I don't know. I just feel like we're really competing amongst ourselves now with Cadillac and their big pillar-to-pillar screen up front. Cadillac Escalade's gotten pricier too with its update. So
yeah, I'd rather have a Hummer.
Interesting. So yeah,
I mean, if we're talking six figures,
this is the
I'd
same
rather
price.
be able to take the doors off, and it feels.
You mean the
just,
roof?
Yeah, the roof, not the doors. It feels just as big as driving that around, except the Hummer is a little bit shorter, right?
Yeah, the last GMC that we tested was a Hummer
If we're
EV,
getting
same
up
price tag.
If we're getting up into the six figures, I'm getting a fun car.
This isn't fun.
No, this is like a rich soccer mom.
Okay. Well, on that note, if you want to see some more behind-the-scenes stuff from Holly, you can find her on Facebook and Instagram at Female Consumer. You can go see Tucker's YouTube channel at Tucker's Talk. You can find all things GT Garage Talk at GT Garage Talk, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, you name it, everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for us in the rich soccer mom mobile, until next time, gearheads, bye.